welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, I am Lucy. This is Dear Beautiful and we are a family of 5, soon to be 6, just sharing what we get up to. If you would love to come along on that ride with us, I would absolutely love to have you subscribe. Today I'm going to be giving you my 10 week pregnancy update. Okay, I feel like I need to take a minute to just go, holy moly, 10 weeks. Where did 10 weeks go? Can't quite believe I'm in double figures already, really. Last time I sat down to do a little chat was 7 weeks, and I said that I would check in again once I'd had my booking and appointment. I had that just literally the day before I turned 10 weeks. I went and had my booking in appointment. They took, as they do, my entire life story, medical history. I think the funniest thing of all was that when I first got there, they gave me my, you kind of get like your purple book, which they kind of keep all of your maternity notes in, and they gave it to me so that I could start filling some of it in, because they basically, all of my antenatal care happens in a midwife-led unit, which is very near where I live, and they had a lady in labour, which obviously takes precedent over ladies that are just booking in. So they had, I think, 4 midwives on shift, but 2 of them were obviously being taken up with the delivery, so they were running a little bit late, and they were like, you can just start filling that in, it will save a lot of time on your appointment. And one of the ladies sort of came out and she was about to kind of call me for the appointment. She went, actually, I've just seen your file and I know that you've got quite a lot of previous births to write up in your book, so I'll take this lady first and give you a bit more time. I was like, charming, thanks, clearly had too many kids. But to be fair, when the next midwife came out and kind of started my appointment, she did have like a big old stack with all my kind of paperwork from Dylan and Heavily and Quinn, so, you know, I guess to be fair, got quite a track record. But they were absolutely thrilled to check me in because I'm so beautifully boring. Like, there is nothing interesting about me when it comes to any of the red flags that they like to kind of check you for. That I'm just very boring and very straightforward. And in the scheme of things, my births have all been relatively straightforward. My pregnancies have been relatively straightforward. So yeah, they were quite happy to just book me in and kind of tick me off, and I'm booked in as low risk at the moment, which is obviously very good news. With regards to how I'm doing, I feel great. I kind of keep waiting for, I don't know really, I am tired, but other than feeling tired, I feel absolutely fine. I think because I had quite a lot of nausea with Quinn, I was prepared to have a lot of nausea again. And I know I talked about it in my last video, and I did have a little bit of nausea, but it was still nowhere near what it was with her. And find something wood to touch, it appears to have gone. Now there is that tiny bit of me that is quite anxious about the fact that it's gone, because I am only still 10 weeks, and normally the nausea doesn't tend to sort of pass until you're out of your first trimester, but considering it never really properly kicked in and I probably only had 2, maybe 3 weeks of like passing phases of nausea, I'm hoping that maybe that is the end of it. And not feeling nauseous definitely makes life a lot easier. I did find the first trimester quite hard with Quinn because I was just feeling so poo. This time kind of okay. I am tired. I am trying to get to bed earlier, and Rich is letting me sleep in a little bit if he's going off to work a bit later, which is very helpful. But generally speaking, although I am feeling a bit tired, I wouldn't say that I'm exhausted. Like, I'm coping okay with it, to be fair, at the moment. I basically just feel quite normal, other than the fact I feel a little bit bloated. Yeah, so again, touching all the wood, I feel great symptom-wise, so long may that continue. On the more kind of emotionally kind of side of it, I feel pretty good on that one too. We still haven't told anybody that we're pregnant. We haven't told any family, which is very late. Like, we'd definitely told my mum by this point last time. And Rich and I were talking about it the other day, and it's not that we've intentionally decided not to tell everybody, or I think we've decided now that we won't tell anybody until the 12-week scan, but it's just kind of nice keeping it to ourselves. I think I'm realistic about the fact that while we're very excited about it, this is a 4th baby, nobody's really going to care, which sounds awful, but I just think people just aren't as excited. Once you get past like baby number 2, I just don't think people are as bothered. And obviously our family will be excited for us, but it was just quite nice keeping it a secret. And up until now, like, it wasn't that we weren't going to tell them, it was just that the right time didn't pop up. And I want to make sure that when we tell people, and by the time you watch this people will know, but I want to make sure that when we tell people it's like a really exciting surprise, and it's not kind of us going, oh yeah, you know, I don't want to feel like I'm apologising for having a 4th baby, because I'm not apologising. I'm so excited to be having a 4th baby. So I kind of feel like I just want to be able to tell everybody and it be like this big woo, like, yeah. So that's part of the reason that we've kind of kept it quiet, I guess. But in the next week or so, I've got my 12-week scan, and then I think what we will probably do is tell family straight after, and then take a little bit of time to kind of put a kind of announcement together for everybody else and kind of let the world know, which I am excited to do now. I've kind of really enjoyed actually the fact that it's just been Rich and I in this kind of thing together for like the past, whatever it's been, like when do we find out like 4 weeks, so it would have been like 8 weeks of it just being us. But I'm kind of ready to share the big news with the world now, because it's exciting and I'm thrilled about it. I guess the only other thing kind of along the whole kind of nausea-y type spectrum that we're talking about is kind of cravings. And I wouldn't say I have any like really specific things that I'm craving, but there's some kind of general, like I'm really all about salty, savoury kind of stuff. Loving dairy, like really just want cheese on everything. Like cheese with soup, cheese on toast, cheese, like cheesy dinners, like cheesy flavour stuff, like definitely savoury stuff is my bag. And I kind of know that that whole savoury thing has definitely been a pattern for me for kind of just being pregnant generally. But I'm also really into grapes, so it's not entirely savoury, but the sweet, the only sweet stuff that I really want is fruit, so I don't like the smell of sweets, honestly are horrible. And Rich the other week bought like a sweetie flavoured hand soap. Can't even tolerate the stuff, like makes my hands smell like this like sugary bubblegummy type smell, and I just can't even bear to use it, so we had to put that soap away where I won't have to use it. So yeah, I'm definitely in that whole savoury camp, which I definitely know I went dairy mad when I was pregnant with Dylan, and I was really into cheese when I was pregnant with him, but I was also definitely really into salty stuff and crisps, which is another big one of mine, when I was pregnant with Quinn. So I'm afraid that those kind of cravings aren't pointing me in any particular direction with regards to gender at the moment, because I know that that is one of people's kind of favourite thing to kind of talk about, is like the different cravings and what the gender might be. But I wouldn't say that anything I'm craving is pointing me in any of those directions at the moment. On the subject of gender, it's still a little bit up in the air at the moment as to whether we're going to find out or not. Anyone who knows me or has followed previous videos or pregnancies or stuff I've talked about before will know that when we had Dylan we had a surprise, when we had Everly we had a surprise, and then third time around we decided to find out. And I was watching an old video back earlier today of when I was 4 months pregnant with Quinn and I was talking about whether I was going to find out what the gender was, and the fact that because it was my last baby, I really wanted to experience the other side of it. Clearly not my last baby. But a lot of those feelings still kind of ring true. Like I liked knowing with Quinn, but I did really like having a surprise. And I did say not that long ago, actually a few months back, that if we had a fourth one I wanted to surprise again. And I think left down to me I would have a surprise, but Rich very adamantly wants to find out this time, so I don't really know what we're gonna do about that one. To wait and see, I guess. I do feel like maybe I'm starting to look a little bit pregnant. I'm possibly obviously being a little bit more in tune and kind of sensitive to this kind of thing because I know that I am, and I'm sure that nobody else would assume that I was, but I do feel like I look more bloated around my tummy now. And when I was lying down in bed the other morning, I could actually feel like, anyone that's kind of been pregnant, this would probably be familiar. When you're in your first trimester, it's just kind of bloating. It's all quite, it's not very firm, it's all just quite swollen. And right at the bottom of my lower belly, it suddenly feels very hard, which I'm guessing is obviously not just the water, it's actually the uterus and stuff growing and stuff. It suddenly feels very firm at the bottom, and I do feel like, I will obviously show you a bump in a minute, I do feel like I will probably not be able to keep it secret much past 12 weeks because I feel like another few weeks time and it's going to be quite obvious that I'm pregnant, but we shall see. I am sleeping great. I did at the beginning have sort of issues with like needing to get up for the toilet, which is very new for me because I've not had that with any of the other pregnancies, but that's tailed off now, and I'm just back to kind of like sleeping like normal. I was gonna say sleeping like normal, but no, I'm going to bed earlier, but basically just feeling pretty much like me now, which is quite nice. I'm really at the point now where I am looking forward to, I think probably because that moment is in sight now, I'm looking forward to telling the kids and telling family and telling friends and kind of letting everybody know the news. I'm really intrigued to see how the kids react. I'm pretty sure that they're going to be really excited. I think particularly Everly, because she just loves kids anyway. It's not really going to mean that much to Quinn, I suppose, and I think Dylan will be excited, whatever. I just think I think because the three of them seem to love being part of a little unit so much, that they'll just love having another member of that little team, which is lovely. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most now. I don't really feel like I have anything kind of complainy to say, which is a really nice place to be in. So I guess after all that like bumpy talk, I should be showing you the bump. So this is, do you see what I mean? Like this is very sticky out all of a sudden. I definitely feel like it's starting to pop out. Let me show you so you can see it kind of in relation to my jeans. Like I said about the hard bit down here, feels very firm here. So yeah, it's definitely starting to make itself known anyway. So that's the bump. I will probably check in again at 12 weeks with a video, and then I will hopefully kind of get back in line with these videos and start getting them up when I am at that stage, so that you won't have kind of this like, there obviously has been a little backlog of ones for you to watch. So yeah, hopefully I'll then get kind of in line with being able to tell you things a bit more currently, kind of as and when they're happening. So I will see you all again for my next video very soon. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.